2014 was a great year for new restaurants in Hermosa Beach. Hi, this is Tony Corey of the Innate Group, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a driving tour of the new restaurants that opened up in Hermosa Beach in 2014. It was a great year for food and chef-driven restaurants in the city. I decided to include Paradise Bowls, Juice It Up, and The Deck because they all add great value to the city of Hermosa Beach. And you can see the one thing that all 10 locations have in common is that they've all become huge improvements for the community. It's a pretty big shift in the dining landscape for the city. In fact, most of these are either food or chef driven, which is a big change from new restaurant offerings of the past. All of the videoing and pictures you're about to see were taken today between the hours of 9 and 10 in the morning in downtown. And just a comment on the side here, there's a lot of action now that you didn't see a year or two ago. There are a lot more cars parked, there's a lot more things happening in the morning. It's great to see for downtown Hermosa. Our first stop is the Hermosa Beach Fish Shop, which took over the former counter space earlier in the year, and they've turned out to be a nice stop for locals looking for good fish. Every year at the beginning of the year, the food editor for The Easy Reader, Richard Foss, reviews the top new restaurant openings from the previous year, usually between 10 to 12. This year, 3 of the restaurants in Hermosa Beach made the list, a great accomplishment, and our next stop, the Hook and Plow, is the first one we'll see. The Hook and Plow is having a great year, beyond their expectations, and we're happy to have helped them get things started there. Next up is another client, Copacabana Grill, a Brazilian grill concept that's taking off in Hermosa Beach. It's working out really well for them. Next up is Dia de Campo, and they are the second of the 3 restaurants that are new in Hermosa Beach that made Richard Foss's list of the top new restaurants of 2014. Just a few doors down is the Standing Room. This is now their second location. They're off to a fantastic start as well, and they have added live music in the evenings. A year ago it was announced that the Strand Pier Hotel, which would have 111 rooms, would be opening up in a few years. In the meanwhile, the property managers have agreed to let new tenants come into the existing spaces and take a shot at it for a 2 to 3 year period. The Good Stuff stayed and remodeled while the Poop Tech became The Deck, Mermaid was refurbished, and Killer Shrimp took over the Cantina Real space, a space that had been occupied by that family for over 50 years. We helped negotiate the deal for the Deck's lease, and they've been making a nice business out of it and having fun doing it. The original Mermaid restaurant had been around for many, many years. The group from Killer Shrimp took it over this past year and reopened it, actually the very, very beginning of 2014, and have had success with it in its new iteration. You can see they've redone the patio, and they're also, of course, working on the Killer Shrimp space adjacent to it. As you can see, there are plenty of changes underway on the Pier Plaza, including the space next door to Killer Shrimp, and there are some other changes just down the way, which we'll get to in another blog. Across the plaza is Greenbelt, and Greenbelt is the third of the 3 restaurants that were ranked as top new restaurants in the South Bay. They're enjoying a great start since they've opened up on the 4th of July last year. I've included Paradise Bowls and Juice It Up on the list, though technically they're not restaurants, but they are great additions to the downtown area and are both enjoying some nice success early on. So there you have it, 10 new openings, all having a big impact on the downtown area of Hermosa Beach. Now let's take a look at the numbers. The only real point to make with all these new restaurant openings is that in every measurable way, there's been a big improvement on what was there before. You can see it in terms of revenues generated, as well as in qualitative measures such as Yelp star ratings. So as you can see, it was a great year for new restaurant openings in Hermosa Beach last year, but we have a lot more slated for the year to come. We'll start off with Walvin, shown here, and look at some of the other ones that are on the slate in the near term. Hey, thanks for watching. Next time we'll do a look at all the places that may be opening up in Hermosa Beach in 2015. We have a lot of escrows in process. We have a lot of things changing hands, a lot of different things going on. So let's take a look next time.